How many times do I have to say it? I am sorry. It froze, okay? I panicked. You're sort of stronger than my Nakatama. What was I gonna do to accomplish by... This is unacceptable. I will reprimand... What a... This is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Well, whatever. What are those creatures doing here? Elder-sama, this is highly unorthodox. She's highly unorthodox. Shh, Meiko-chan. They are our guests, Tsuki no Dono. You shall treat them with the respect they deserve. Now, take a seat and listen to their tale. This is an order. I understand, Elder-sama. First and foremost, let me express my gratitude for helping save this village. While Tsuki no Dono's brave attempt to stop the spirits allowed us to prevent any further damage, I feel that her fate would have been much worse had the spirit been allowed to continue its rampage. Therefore, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for saving Tsuki no Dono in this village. Takahiro-kun, you and you as well, fuck spirits. No problem. Sui-chan told us to do it. Besides, Saka's a stupid smelly meanie pants. We humbly accept your gratitude, Elder-sama. Nanami-chan, Tsuki no Domo. Oh, so many characters on the screen. Thank you, Michael-san. Machiko-san. Chicha. What? You really helped us out there. You've got more guts than me. That girl had me terrified. I'm confused with the Chicha part. Have you not considered that they might be working together with the monster and that this is all just a ruse to sneak into the village and steal what little resources we have left? The artist sighed before his gaze sharpened, his tone surprisingly stern in comparison to how he had just been talking. His voice was so harsh that both girls visibly flinched at the sound of it. Mio, you seem to be underestimating the power of these spirits. If those three had joined forces, there would possibly have been no village left to defend. The man sighed deeply, shaking his head before continuing. You should be grateful. We have not stood a chance if all spirits were to conspire against us. Do I need to remind you that we can barely stand our ground against even one of them? Elder-sama, you must understand. Due to my situation, I simply cannot pretend to be friends with a spirit, not after everything they've done to us, but for now, I will at least remain silent on the matter. There's more at stake here than my personal feud. Know this, fuck spirits. If I find either of you doing anything suspicious, I will personally find out whether my sword goes through you as ineffectively as it did the other monster. There must be no talk of such things within this house. Now, Takahiro-kun, you mentioned you wanted to tell us something. Could it be related to your younger companion's comment? I find it curious to her mention the name of an old spirit such as Tsuyuri. Actually, what I'm about to tell is something that I learned directly from her. You mean, you met her in person? I nodded my head firmly. There's a reason behind the spirits' attitude towards humans, and it doesn't strike you as odd that there is only spirits in this particular area? It is true that there have been no spirit sightings outside of this region. What does that have to do with us? It has something to do with this region, apparently. You see, the spirits aren't from this world. You mean to say... Taka-kun, what are you saying? We spirits, but surely we are still of this world. Ane-sama, what does this mean? Tsuyuri told me you probably wouldn't remember it because of how young you were when it happened, but spirits have a world of their own. Some accident caused both worlds to merge temporarily. Then, why aren't there more spirits around? The whole thing was apparently dealt with before it could get out of hand, but a few spirits became trapped here. Machiko-san, Meiko-san, the 4 other spirits were unfortunate enough to get stuck here. I think Tsuyuri willingly came here to watch over them. You remember being with Tsuyuri for a while, don't you? Ah, that's none of your business. Sui-chan took care of us for a little while, but then she took us to the mansion and sort of just left us there. Now we can only visit her when she wants us to. What about the 4 other spirits? Even though she's a powerful spirit, Tsuyura has to follow certain rules. Because of that, she wasn't able to reach the other spirits. I do not know what to say. I need a moment. Might I use another room to compose myself? I'll show you. I can take you. I'll show you. I can take you somewhere and look after you to make sure you don't do anything fiendish and all that. Come on, Machiko-san, this way. When Machiko and Narumi left the room, I decided to turn my focus back to the conversation. Now, about the, panty thief. Theft. Ah, right. It did seem rather adamant about getting their hands on those for some reason. What's the purpose of that? Surely those girls have undergarments of their own. It was simply a mistake. I needed a maiden silk for my spell. How was I supposed to know it was something other than the silk things girls wear? It was a misunderstanding. None of them knew that maiden silk is another term for a wedding sash. Innocent, huh? If they really thought that, they could have just used their own. I guess that's true. Yeah, that's where you're wrong. Only Sama and I don't have... You too. What do you mean you don't have any? Are you blushing, old man? Or are you drunk? Yeah, moving on. Suri suggested that we find a way to help you guys out. If we can make you trust us, we figured that maybe you could make us the sash. But why would you need such an item? Boo, silly man, I already told you, I need it for the spell. Maiko-chan, this guy isn't a magician, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Basically, Maiko-chan has been researching a spell that will allow her to travel to a different realm. Why would you desire such a power? Imagine being stuck far away from this village. You don't have any way to return to your loved ones. To make matters worse, you're in a place you don't know, without being unlike anything you have seen before. Now let's say you had a power that lets you go anywhere you want. Where would you go? Are you saying that? Yes. Even if they weren't aware of it, they must have subconsciously felt that they were different from you. They only wanted to go home. Home? Kinda, I guess. I was wanting to cast a spell to see what would happen. Su-chan told me that if I ever felt like that, I should ask her first and go with it. So I did, and since she didn't warn me about anything, I figured it was just like any other spell. I think it's normal, Maiko-chan. Whether it's humans or spirits, anyone wants a place that they can call their own. A place where they are accepted for who they are. Isn't that right, Elder Sama? But you accepted me for who I am, don't you, Takani? I would certainly feel sad if everyone ended up rejecting me simply because of who I am. Surely not all spirits are good at heart, but perhaps we have been too quickly to label them all as evil. For a moment, I saw the elder's eyes widen sideways towards the room. Narumi and Machiko gazed softly. What's going on with those two? What are they doing in that room? Unfortunately, some of us have suffered quite a lot at the hands of the spirits. It will take time for people to come to terms with these feelings, Takahiro-kun. Meanwhile, in a room off to the side of the main room, the guard lieutenant was watching over the older fox, as she seemed to be in the grips of a minor panic attack. Oh, she's listening. Oh no, she's having a panic attack. This can't be right. This can't be true. I'm not from this world. This world. I belong here, don't I? Maybe you should sit down. Maybe you should sit down or like lay back or something. I can get you a pillow if you like, or... No, you could not possibly understand. You cannot know what it's like to have everything you know, your whole life, just pulled out from under you completely. Actually, I do. What do you mean? It was a while ago. I was still just a kid, maybe 5 years ago. There was an incident involving those other spirits. I don't know exactly what happened. There was a big fire. My parents got trapped inside. They never made it out. So yeah, don't tell me I don't understand what it's like to have your whole life torn apart. Sorry. I did not know. I could not have known. That almost makes it worse. You should know. You should know exactly what it did to me. How it made me feel. Pardon? I do not know what you're talking about. Narumi, was it? Narutan. What? That's what you used to call me, Chi-chan. Oh. Oh! We're childhood friends, but Machiko doesn't remember. Okay. You used to call me Narutan. We used to play together almost every day. That's how you should know. As I was with you when the accident happened, and you don't even remember? The girl collapsed into one knee, clutching her head. I remember the village glowing orange. A young girl resembling you. Why could I not remember this before? Machiko? My head hurts. I remember seeing you cry. You screamed for your parents, and then you were calling out my name as I ran. I had to. The villagers, they wanted to catch us, all spirits. They didn't care that we had been playing by the river all day. I couldn't explain it. I had to run. I couldn't believe it. Naruto, I'm so sorry. Reached out for the guard. The fox spirit reached out for the guard, who pulled back instinctively. As she did, the pain seemed to disappear, and Machiko looked more relieved than anything. No, not yet. I just can't forget about all that. Isn't that easy? But you did stand up to that slime the one you call Sakura. You risked your life for Mayo and for the village, and that's worth giving you a chance for. Can't promise a miracle though. She barely even listens to me, but I'll try to talk her down. She really isn't the cold, heartless captain everyone thinks she is. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a chance, Narutan. I promise Mako and I will do our best. Perhaps you can tell me more about the incident? I'd rather not. It isn't a happy story, but if you do me a favor, I might be more willing to tell you more. I want to get stronger. I can't do anything earlier today. I can't protect anyone. I don't have the brains for magic or anything, but that Takahiro guy knows some pretty flashy moves. If you can get him to teach me some, I'll tell you about what happened. Deal, Chi-chan? I'm not too sure. It seems like a bit of an unfulfilled deal on my part. Perhaps you could sweeten it for me a little? Always a charmer, huh? Anyway, alright, how about this? I'll tell you something about when we were younger, like when we used to play together in the woods near the village. There's a little stream there that we used to fish in. Sometimes you would sneak into the village with me, and we'd play pranks on the shop owner, knocking on doors and running away. Silly kid stuff. You'd even show me your magic, your illusion abilities, but you said you didn't like doing it all that much because it made Michael cry. That's right. When Michael saw me transform for the first time, she got so scared she ran away and nearly hurt herself. How could I possibly have forgotten that? Narutan, thank you for telling me that. I swear, I will get Takakun to help you. Thank you. The girl stepped forward once again with this time wrapping her arm around the surprised guard, who did not pull back. As the two women hugged each other tightly, the fox spirit began to tremble. Hey, come on, we should probably get back to the others. They're probably wondering where we've gone. Forgive me for my absence. I must admit, I didn't expect such revelations. Takakun, have you explained the situation? Yeah, I think they get it now, but it's probably gonna take a while for the villagers to accept you. I do believe it will be in everyone's best interest to see the true nature of the fox spirits. Well, I can't promise. I can't remember my voice for him. I can't stay consistent. I can't promise that friendships will be forged today. Let it be known that from now on the fox spirits are welcomed in our village and will receive the same respect as any guest should. Thank you, Elder Sama. My sister and I are very grateful for your hospitality. However, the laws of this village shall apply to you three as well. Takahiro-kun, I believe it will be in your best interest to learn more about the village. Tsukino Dono, Naruto-chan, I leave him in your care. And try not to put him back in that cell, you two. You've got it, Oji-sama. We'll do our best. What about Meiko-chan and Chi-chan, Machiko-san? Wait, hold on, did you say put me back in my cell? I'd like them to stay here for the time being. We need to discuss what to do with the spirits. Okay. Ono-sama, I would like to stay with you for that conversation. It is my duty to protect the village and those within from any perceived danger. This includes you. I also believe it would serve me well to hear this firsthand. Of course, I expected nothing, Tsukino Dono. Nanami-chan. How about you take Tsukihiro-kun for a walk? And do not think of this as a date, young man. You are going to need more than that than that show earlier to earn the right to date my granddaughter. Ha ha ha. The man laughed heartily as I blushed, smiling weakly. At least I wouldn't end up cuffed and brought to jail cell this time. Maybe it would even turn out to be a pleasant experience. It didn't. Even the elements seemed to be working against the village today. Barely a minute into the walk, the skies let loose, and we were both soaked through within seconds. Letting out a yelp, Narumi grabbed my hand and pulled me towards the nearest shelter. Ew, the rainfall this suddenly. It's just typical. Today went from bad to worse. I thought it would take more than a bit of rain to douse your warrior spirit. Puh, warrior spirit. Yeah, I really had that by the bucketful today, didn't I? You sound different from the last time we met. I was practically expecting you to shout, "Ha! If you want to stop the great Narumi, you better up your act, Mother Nature. Send me a tsunami, an earthquake, or a tornado my way. You might just stand a chance." Yeah, well, that was before I realized what a weak, cowardly person I am. It wouldn't take all that to stop me. I'm not that great. There's a girl who tried to impress someone. It just takes a drizzle to stop me. I frowned for a moment, trying to think of how to respond. It looked like her inability to stop the slime girl from causing habit had led Narumi to feel like she had failed somehow. It was then I recalled a certain scenario and decided to act. I simply grabbed hold of Narumi's shoulder while my other arm wrapped around hers, almost as though I was about to comfort her. I decided to use a judo technique, pretending to be the hero of some manga, preparing myself for a secret technique. I shouted proudly. Hey, stop! Surikobe Goshi! Having practiced judo since I was a kid, I easily spun the growl over my shoulder and onto the back of the raining grass. My eyes were sharp as they looked down at her, repeating the words I remember from a certain manga. If you let one loss break your spirit, you're not suited for the life of a warrior. The stronger the people around you, the more you should improve. That doesn't mean anything. You took me by surprise is all. You looked like you were going to kiss me, and then you tossed me on my back. I wasn't planning on kissing you. And now I forgot my heroic speech. Get up and grab your weapon, Narumi. If words won't cheer you up, then let's talk like warriors do, through battle. Wait here. The woman pushed herself upward and barged past me, stomping into a nearby building. Only now did I realize it was a building that I had been held in the day before. I waited under the wooden slate of the shelter as the rain continued. A few moments later, I heard a loud thud. Into the door, Narumi bursts. In her hand, she held a nagatama similar to the one she had previously, but with a different blade. I mean, come on. You didn't have to get a different blade. And she's wet. Look how wet she is. In the moment before her attack landed, I noticed that it wasn't nearly as sharp as it should have been. It took everything I had to raise my arms in time and grab hold of the shaft of the weapon before the attack crushed my body. Pushing her weapon aside, I darted forward. Pushing my hand forcefully against her chest, I attempted to open her up for a second attack. That's it. You're not some weak-willed girl who's gonna lose her fighting spirit that easily. Shut up. You don't even know what's going on. I'm gonna beat the snot out of you, and that'll make me feel better. And then you forget one of the most important things in a fight? The woman gritted her teeth and lunged forward towards me again. A wild, angry strike that would have been ridiculously easy to dodge had she not been so fast. Even though I was faster, the whoosh that shot past me made it clear she was not pulling her punches. I don't care, it's not important. I couldn't do it. I got scared. I let everyone down. And that's why you failed as a warrior. I can't read every emotion behind your attacks. You're angry at yourself for being unable to stop that spirit, right? Disappointed at yourself for lacking the courage to face them. But you're not some lone hero who has to do everything for herself. Aw, man. I quickly pushed her Nagatama upward. A quick slide of my body nearly knocked the weapon out of her hand. I quickly raised my hand to flick her forehead before stepping backwards. Did anyone tell you that you had to fight that spirit on your own? Did you forget that you have friends out here who would give their lives to help you? The hero who fights alone is a hero who dies early. It's why both you and the Tsundere tyrant weren't able to defeat the spirit. How? How am I supposed to fight by her side when she's so much better than I am? How can I stand a chance against a spirit when I'm just a girl with a sharp stick? Mia lost her sword, but she never lost her resolve. I lost mine as soon as things became dangerous. I'm worthless. The woman snarled as her forehead was flicked, and she quickly lunged forward, again lashing out with her spare hand, aiming for my temple. I ducked, slid back, and narrowly dodged the swing of her Nagatama. I noticed a change in her stance, which seemed to allow a closer range attacking style. The only limits we have are those we impose on ourselves. If she's better than you, you just need to keep improving. Even if I have things I want to overcome, that's the thing about martial arts. Why haven't you tried talking to her about this? Because I can't talk to her. I just need to be strong. She does it without relying on anyone, without bending or yielding. I can't do it. I can't be like her. Is that really how it is? Maybe you just don't know what the source of her strength is. But in your case, it's just a matter of finding your resolve. There's the problem. I don't have any. I'm just a dumb little girl who needs to be saved all the time. Come on, stop talking like that. Don't you have something you want to protect at all costs? Nothing at all? Not your family, your friends, your village? You just turn up with a paycheck and tell them thanks? You're right, there's nothing. I've lost everything. The woman's next attack caught me by surprise. She flung her weapon towards me at full swing, hitting my arm and caused me to flinch. As she turned away from me, she slipped on the wet glass. Before I had a chance to react, she scrambled to her feet and suddenly took off towards the forest. I chased the girl as fast as I could, barely able to keep up as she picked her way through the trees. She finally slowed down, coming to a stop at the edge of the small clearing. You're really fast. Why did you run? Damn it, why did you follow me? I didn't ask you to come. I don't want you here. Leave. I can't do that, Narumi-chan. A hero never abandons someone in need, and a master never lets his pupil down. Wait, what are you talking about? It's not important. Won't you at least tell me what's got you this worked up? I know you panicked back when the spirit attacked, but I think most people would have. It's not something you need to feel ashamed about. Hey. No answer came from the girl, who kept her gaze lowered. Rolling my eyes, I turned to leave, but stopped when I noticed two small graves. They looked old, but still maintained, singing in the shade of the tree. Narumi. My parents, they lost their lives during a spirit attack. I was lucky enough not to see it happen firsthand, but I'm all alone now. I lost my best friend too. When I saw Mew trapped, I got scared that I was gonna lose her too. I just kinda shut down. My mind went blank. I envy you, Takehiro. You're trapped in another world. You might never see your family and friends again, but here you are, still so positive, so eager to help everyone. How do you do it? Well, I do worry about whether I'll be able to return to my world or not, but I realize that just sitting around sulking all day won't get me anywhere. I'd rather spend my time helping everyone. But I don't think you've lost everything that day. I mean, Miu-san is still here, right? So maybe she can be the reason you get stronger. And what about the elder and the other villagers? Isn't it their trust in you enough for the reason to fight? just so hard. I'm so weak. I can't fight. But you can. Will you help me? I need to get better. Your skills are incredible. If I get strong enough, maybe I can finally protect those I care about. Nia-san, Chi-chan, the village. Well, I'm gonna be stuck here for a while anyways, so I wouldn't mind helping you, but if you had kept your emotions in check during your fight, I would have been seeing stars by now. But who's Chi-chan? You're not talking about the elder, are you? Oops! I wasn't supposed to say that. Can I trust you, Takahiro-kun? Of course, my lips are sealed. Chi-chan is Machiko. Oh, you already gave her a nickname? It's a little complicated. We were friends when we were kids. She was the friend I lost after the incident. The villagers went on a witch hunt and got rid of all the spirits, banishing them to the forest. I haven't spoken to her since, that is, until today. I doubt Machiko-san has changed much from how you remember her, well, aside from the fact that she might not have been such a tease. Heh, nope, she was always a tease back then too, only not so, intense. She used to play fun little pranks like hiding a bucket of water on a door or hiding a frog in someone's boots. It was so much fun. I generally hope the next generation of children in this village won't take after you two. Ah, you're no fun. It's only a bit of harmless silliness. We made sure no one ever got hurt. We even rescued the frogs. This is a shame it all ended so quickly. Why don't you try to reconnect with her now that she's allowed back in the village? I'd like to. We had a lot of fun when we were playing, but something seems weird when I spoke to her earlier. She didn't seem to remember anything. It looked like it hurt her head trying to. It's probably nothing, but you never know. Maybe something happened after she ran away. In any case, I think we should return to the village. This rain... Oh right, the rain stopped. I didn't even notice. We should still get back though. That and I turned my gaze away, my cheeks burning as I pointed to her chest. Your clothes are soaked. Hey, you're right. Haha, yeah. They're almost see-through. That's not something you should be amused about. Luke is talking. My body is fantastic, and it deserves to be shown off. Now your grandfather wants you showing it off to anyone at all, let alone a guy. Anyways, let's get back to the village before you catch a cold. The girl nodded, and with one look at the two graves, she turned and began to walk back to the village, with me following her in her trail. We walked back to the village, exchanging idle chatter. I managed to establish that, while the girl was training her body well, she lacked discipline. She led me to an unfamiliar building and on an outskirts of the village and quickly unlocked the door. Welcome to my humble abode. It doesn't look like much, but I keep it tidy. You can put on one of Oji-sama's old robes if you want, you know, while your stuff dries. And this used to be his place before he became the village elder. I never really got rid of all of his things. He won't even notice if you're wearing his stuff. You can change in there. I'll get into something else. Before we had a chance to get started, the sound of heavy footsteps could be heard from outside, and soon enough a young guardsman appeared at the door. Yae-san, there you are. We have been searching for you. Odo-sama wishes to see you right away. Ah, of course, right away. The guard saluted, snapping around, and took off. Naomi closed the door behind him and walked back to a clean pile of clothes. How come we didn't get, like, stripping CGs for, like, the other ones? Or dressing CGs, rather. This isn't fair. Without warning, she began stripping her clothes off in front of me. My first reaction was to quickly cover my eyes with one of my hands. Narumi, however, didn't seem to at least be bothered by my presence. Narumi-chan, what are you doing? Heh, what's the matter, Takahiro? Never seen a girl in her undies before? Oh wait, you saw mine yesterday. Maybe you've just never seen them on a girl. Actually, I've seen a lot of things in my life, but never a girl stripping. What would your grandfather say if he saw you? I stuttered as I briefly visualized how Narumi would have looked without the underwear, but quickly cleared the thought from my mind. Well, he's not gonna find out, is he? It's nothing. You need to hurry, right? So get changed already. It's a matter of decency. Aren't you embarrassed knowing there's a healthy guy in the same room as you? At this rate, this and that might happen. We're gonna be late either way. Well, then make sure this and that doesn't happen, you dope. Not really. I don't mind if it's you, Takahiro-kun. I'm honored. I wouldn't mind any of my friends seeing me like this. Mia's seen me naked lots of times. Yeah, I figured. That's not really the issue here anyways. I quickly turn around, trying my best not to peek as she finished changing. Tell me when you're done. This kind of stimulation isn't good for my mind. If you quit your babbling, we'd be done already. Get your clothes off and dry ones on. I suddenly felt hands grab my hips from behind. Without any other warning, my trousers were yanked down to my ankles. Firm kicked to my rear followed and stumbled forward towards the wardrobe. Now! You didn't have to kick me. I sighed in frustration. I had been wrong. Whether it was the tsundere tyrant, Nari, Machiko, or Maiko, these girls have no common sense. I think Machiko has common sense. She's just a flirt. I don't... Like, it's not about common sense. They just want you, man. You know, it's not fair that only you get a show. Hey, keep your eyes to yourself. This is a peeping contest. Good thing, too, that I'd have no chance of winning. Well, I admit your side certainly has the more interesting view. Hi, Momo, as I snuck another peek at Narumi while putting on the old robe that I had found in the wardrobe. She seemed to have changed most of her clothes by now, replacing them with near identically dry ones. I wonder why she has more than one set of the same clothes when it struck me. You have a strange dress code here. Huh? What dress code? This is my clothes. Are you saying I dress strangely? No. They just look a lot like your other clothes. Then again, what do I know? There's not a lot of options when it comes to clothes here. In the city maybe, but here you find something you look good in and you stick with it. Some folks don't even have spare clothes, so I'm pretty lucky. I guess it would be for a tailor. It would be for a tailor to find work in a small village like this. I guess fabric isn't easy to come by either. Yeah, it's never been easy. These days, it's almost impossible to convince people to come here with the spirits around. People used to pay a visit to the shrine, but lately they haven't been coming. Makes sense. I don't think many would be willing to risk their lives peddling goods to some small village knowing while merits my attack. Oh dang it. I'm going to need some help here, Takahiro-kun. Are you done yet? Yep, just finished. What do you need help with? My wrap came loose. Can you pull it back and tighten it for me? I've never been able to get it right on my own. As she said that, she pulled her top up, presenting her back to me. You want me to do it? Feeling strangely embarrassed at the thought, I try my best to keep my thoughts pure. I don't know what about that made me chuckle. As I took hold of the end of the wraps and helped pull them back, trying and tying them into place, I quickly made sure they were neither too tight nor too loose. Come on, be a man, just pull it tight and tie it. A little surprised by her reaction, I decided to do it as she said and pulled it even tighter than I had previously securing it with a sigh. This isn't good for my heart. There. That wasn't so hard. Come on, let's hurry. Oh, you look good. Like a handsome young businessman. I look more like a monk than a businessman. Smiling weakly, I quickly followed after Narumi, who was already in a hurry to leave the house.